Alright, what's up YouTube? Back for my second video. Yeah. Anyways, today I wanted to show you some albums that changed my life. Absolutely changed my life because the music was so good. I'm gonna turn this background, Michael Shreve, down. Anyways, so let's jump right into it. I'm going to start with 3 albums that absolutely changed my life, and when I heard them, I had to listen to this type of music. I was not really into this kind of music before. I started collecting when I was about age 15. So yeah, I was new into this music. I was kind of just listening to whatever kind of stuff was going around at that time, maybe some hip hop and, you know, songs, but like from bands, but not really getting into their albums or not really getting into the bands. Like, I knew about the Doors, and I liked the Doors, Break On Through the Other Side, because it was on a Tony Hawk's video game. But I didn't really listen to psychedelic music or bands, you know, or anything vintage. I grew up in a radio time, I guess, or I don't know, just whatever was on I listened to. CDs, I had some CDs maybe, some mixtapes. So first album that changed my life, I went to Half Price Books and I bought this record, and it was only $2 I think at the time. It was like in a $2 bin or whatever. And the name of this album is Borboleta. Borboleta by Santana. And the music starts off with a really cool nature sequence into some beautiful spiritual Santana rock and roll with some Latin influences and his great guitar playing, some really cool, great singing. And this type of almost a concept album, or a whole album being songs similar non-stop, and it's just this journey of positive, life-changing songs. I mean, I might make it sound like it's really good, but you should check it out and decide if you like it as much as I do, because when I first heard this, I hadn't ever put on a record. This was the first record I ever bought. Never bought a record before, and I bought this, and man, it just absolutely was the perfect thing for me, because now I wanted to get into collecting Santana because I thought his guitar playing was cool, and I wanted to be a guitar player. So, man, I'll play you a little sample of this real quick, and see if you like it. Alright, I don't want to get into any trouble from YouTube, so I'll cut it out at that. But yeah, you should definitely check out Santana, Borboleta. It's a great album, and that's number 1 of the 3 that changed my life. So let's move on to number 2. Now with number 2, I had a friend who was also into music, and he became a producer, like, of hip-hop, instrumental, and also some electronic kind of stuff. His name is Steven Carmona. He works in the Dallas area at a studio called Dojo or something like that. You may know him if you're in the Dallas area. But he turned me on to this album because he had it, and he was just like collecting records to sample or whatever, and he really liked the music on this, and I like the cover a lot, and this was right in that time period where I had bought my first record, and so I went over his house, and he had this record, and I just thought the cover was just so cool, and it had pictures of the guys back here, and you know, their names, and this, really cool. Gatefold. This was the first gatefold I ever saw, so this also made me fall in love with records because I was like, man, it's so interactive, and you can hold this huge poster with this cool, you know, you just become an instant fan if you buy an album. So I took this one home and I listened to it, and I mean, right from the get-go of the intro, they always do crazy intros, and songs like House of Four Doors and Legend of a Mine and The Word and Ohm just absolutely changed my life, because this was the first psychedelic record I had ever heard too. This was all about the journey within, in search of the lost chord. So it's like this beautiful journey. So I'll play a little sample from that. Hopefully not getting in any trouble. I forgot to put on my background music again. Check this out. Pretty sketched out about the samples. I don't want my videos to get taken down, but if you like those vocals and that mellotron you hear, I would most definitely check this out, because it just might change your life. But you probably already know about this because you're probably a record collector watching this. I just wanted to share. And the third one that really changed my life, this one, Close to the Edge by Yes. My first prog rock album, if you don't count that one. That one's totally prog rock, but this one is 1972 prog rock, so, and it's Yes. So this is just mind-blowing of musicianship. And when I heard this, I was like, man, I need to practice guitar, because these guys are insane. I still do need to practice guitar because Steve Howe is incredible. And the artwork by Roger Dean, incredible. And this was different because it combined the symphonic notes of the Moody Blues and the Santana in a more of a classical way, with this dream, this perfect dream that was envisioned by Roger Dean and illustrated right here. Totally encompasses this music of another world, but still the same world that we know, but just being opened up to musical symphonic freedom of your dreams to be in your own heaven, really. That's what I liked about this. This created my own heaven. These albums that I discovered, I could just listen to these and everything was all good. I still like that. So I'll put on a little sampler of this. Try to remember to put on my Klaus Schultz in the in-between passages so you don't get too bored. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, seriously, it's a symphony. It's an absolute symphony. So yeah, that's the three that changed my life. Now I'm going to get into some records that I like. And I'll show you a couple samples of them. And I'll show you the covers. So this is a 60s album, I believe it is, yeah, 1968. And this actually had Felix Popularity, if that's how you say his name, multi-instrumentalist who went on to go into Mountain, the band Mountain. This kind of has a Mountain-ish cover right here. This is great 60s pop, psychedelic-ish music. Show you some of the song titles and stuff. My favorite is Traveling in the Dark, I can't see a thing. That's definitely my favorite, Traveling in the Dark. Check that song out. I know this stuff is on YouTube. Just gonna keep this video short, so I'm gonna show a few more. I'll show you some samples of some other ones. Put on the claws. Alright, now I haven't really seen anybody show this on YouTube, which is a shame because this is amazing. This album is absolutely beautiful. Take what you like from, man, a band like maybe Three Dog Night or something, and completely psych it out to the point to where they're telling everything that they think is going on in their lives in a real way. Songs like The Frozen Man and What's It All About. But this is really kind of maybe a protest record, because it's Hitler is Alive and Well in You is one of the song titles. So they must be feeling pretty salty about the way their country's going right now, maybe with the whole war and the draft. I mean, these guys have got the ideas of the vibes down, so maybe they should be running stuff. Not really. Nobody should be running anything, but they have their ways of telling you that this place ain't working out too well. So, America is beautiful because they made this record. So that's great. The Third World is the band name on that one. This one I've seen shown by Derek Vaughn and some other collectors. I'm a really big fan of Nectar. They have a really cool and unique sound with heavy organ and heavy guitars. And this one, I remember, I don't know if it's just the YouTube one or whatever, but this is a loud record. You put this on and it is loud. I would recommend this if you're into Pink Floyd. Really, really good. Nectar. Next up, Jazz Rockers, If. Oh man, I love this stuff. If there was a band that was good, it'd be If. If, man, jazz rock. This is complete, beautiful jazz rock. Maybe you can read that. I don't know if you can. No, but it says, If are these people playing, singing with incredible virtuosity, but no pretension. If are the sum of so much that is great in rock, jazz, and blues, the sum of its own past parts. They do. They take from all those elements and create a wonderful mixture. Great vocals, great trumpets and saxophones. I don't know if anybody plays a trumpet, but they play the sax. It's really, really good. And they have many albums that you can get into, so check If out. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to only show a couple more and save them. Check out I'm on Duel. Very psychedelic album. I got this one in a cool, rare, collectible section at my local record store in Dallas, Josie Records. It's a good store. You don't really often find as much of these rare psychedelic records in your local stores, but sometimes they'll pop up, but sometimes they're a little overpriced. But you can get some deals if you trade in some records or something. But I usually just save up and buy one that I want, and maybe buy some cheap ones. This one's really, really cool. It reminds me of Tan's Dear Lemming album, kind of. It's in the similar vein of this. Very cool cover too. I don't know how they really make some of these covers, because it's like a photo, but it's also completely altered, like a painting. So I don't really know, maybe a mixture of both. I'll show these two bands because they mean a lot to me too. Here we got smorgasbord of Jethro Tull albums. This is their first 3 albums. And I'm a really, really big fan of Benefit. Show you the backs. Really, really big fan of this one. I go off and on, but I always tell people this is my favorite album of all time. Could easily be said, because it's got great songs like With You There to Help Me, Nothing to Say, Saucity, You're a Woman, Society, You're a Woman. I love it. I love this album so much, and I love this band. This one's kind of more fluty and very cool. I love the guitar player Martin Barr. I don't know if Martin Barr was on this record. Yeah, he was. Yeah, really good guitar player. Love it. This is their first one. This is a little bit bluesy, but still in the Jethro Tull new music kind of style. And this one's got a cool gatefold. A picture of them playing live. That's cool. I love this. The music is great. Probably my favorite song on this one would be My Sunday Feeling, for sure. And the last group I'm going to show for now is going to be a couple albums from Spirit. Motel 6 album. Really cool, because me and my brother go to Austin, Texas to buy records. We always stay at a Motel 6, so this one's pretty cool for me. Not the only reason I like it because it was also one of the first albums I bought. And every single Spirit song I've ever heard I've really, really liked, to the point to where I could just listen to Spirit all the time and I'd be good. Dark Eyed Woman, great ballad song on this one. I'm going to leave you with a little sample of Dark Eyed Woman. Get your juices flowing. And I'm probably going to be doing some videos where I just show the records. And I can give some more samples, that way I can organize this a little bit better. But I have an incredible collection, so please subscribe. Thank you guys. Whoops, wrong song. Dark Eyed Woman. Where's the Dark Eyed Woman?